All right, Tim, let's switch gears to Jordan Love, man. There's been a lot of chatter on X about Jordan Love. And, man, I watched this video that the Packers posted earlier, and it made me think of this Brett Favre throw. So I just threw a side-by-side shot together. We'll watch it once or twice in case we may get in trouble for showing it. And I had to pull the oldie but the goodie of Jordan Love walking into the stadium wearing the Brett Favre jersey. I feel like he's more like Brett Favre than Aaron Rodgers, and just in the sense of how he plays and takes those risky throws. Man, is it fun to watch. I'm not trying to say Jordan Love's a first ballot Hall of Famer. And I know for whatever reason, there's a portion of the fan base that gets pissed off when you try to compare this player to that player. Guys, we've been doing that with football our entire lives. Like, everybody's looking for the next Barry Sanders. Everybody's looking for the next Deion Sanders. Everybody's looking for the next, Jerry Rice, right? So when you start to see commonalities, ain't nothing wrong with comparing players, right? And I don't know, it just bothers me that people get so upset about it. But anyway, I want you guys to look at this side-by-side shot. I got to make sure it's muted because there's some NFL Films music there that was just absolutely awesome. But anyway, here we go, playing it. Look at this side-by-side here. This is Brett Favre's touchdown pass against the Bengals to Kendrick Taylor. And then look at the throw side-by-side, man. The camera shot is just perfect, is it not, Tim? Look at this, dropping it right in the basket. Perfect throws.
Hey, shout out to NFL Films, man. That's, the Sable family. That's who birthed these kind of shots right here, zooming in on the ball. I love it. I'm gonna be honest. I think Jordan's got a little bit of a better spin on that ball, but
everybody said online, like, actually, it's a tighter spiral than Favre. But keep in mind, to the best of my knowledge, that was Favre's first game coming in too. Like, I think that was the game where Magic Man got hurt, right? So
that was after Brett Favre's first completion to himself.
Yeah. Exactly. So again, that's the first thing I thought of when the Packers released that video earlier on Twitter. I was like, man, I got to figure out how to get a side-by-side shot, because that just made me think of that Brett Favre throw for sure. So
that's so cool.
So moving along with the Jordan Love talk, just to give you an update on how it's going from PFF standpoint, I threw out a tweet. Jordan Love has now surpassed the highest PFF season grade of his career with an 84.4, and now Toyotathon begins. If you notice here throughout his career, right, the PFF grades 36.2, 78.7, 83.6 is his highest grade up to this year, right? And that was in 2023. Last year, 3 different injuries he was dealing with most of the season, drops to a 75.8, still a hell of a grade for an injured player, and then jumps right up to an 84.4. Now, listen, there's a lot of season left. He may dip back under that 75, right? But as he's on pace for right now, it looks like he's on track to have his best season in terms of PFF and overall offensive PFF grade. I like to include the overall offensive grade because the run should be involved there, right? It shouldn't just be about the passing grade, in my opinion, because quarterback, as you could see yesterday, the last 2 games, you're starting to break out a little bit of read option with Jordan too. Now, got to be careful, make sure he slides, take care of him. Obviously, he's not Malik Willis out there scrambling around. But what do you think about this, man? I think he's tracking really, really well. And I actually showed a point, I had quote tweeted the tweet I threw out, Emmanuel Wilson with great pass protection. Let me just roll this real quick for you guys and gals. Watch Emmanuel Wilson on this. Jordan Cans to the backup play. Look at Emmanuel Wilson. Look at that protection right there, boys. And then just a dot across his body. We'll talk about that play specifically here in a second. But again, man, Jordan Love, Tim, is off to a hell of a start, dude.
Let's go, Toyotathon. I love what you do for me, Toyota. Remember that? Are you guys old enough for that one?
I don't think I remember that one, Tim, but we might not have had cable at the time.
That's back in the day, but hey, I'm not surprised at all, man. I've been saying Jay Money is the dime thrower. He wears number 10 because he only throws dimes. I've been saying this for years, and from a PFF,
every time, Tim, we're gonna do it.
Yeah, for sure. From a PFF standpoint, I mean, yeah, the proof is in the pudding, right? He's well on pace to have one of his best graded seasons, and this is still only the surface, I think, for Jordan Love. The more reps he gets, the better he's going to be. And coming back into that game on Sunday like the hero that he is was incredible. Got a little nervous there. Luckily, we had Malik to keep the train on the tracks until the conductor could get back and do what he does. I'm just hyped about Jordan, man. I'm not surprised at all. And anyone who's played with him or against him will tell you the same thing. I mean, I don't think there's anybody in this league, either side of the ball, that thinks Jordan's a joke. Honestly, no. I think it's mostly fans that are delusional.
It's a portion of the fan base that does not want to be wrong about judging him too early, right?
Exactly.
And the only thing worse than judging someone too early or getting a take wrong, guys, you watch this show consistently. I'm wrong all the time. The only thing worse than being wrong at something is just refusing to admit that you were wrong.
Doubling down on wrong is never a good look.
It's a really bad look, but I want to show you a good look here. We'll roll it through maybe once or twice, a little preview for Chalk Talk tomorrow. This play, as I said, and I apologize for the coughing, Matt LaFleur bluffing a switch slot cross, teeing up a cross corner route for Matthew Golden, the play I just showed you, right? Coach was in his damn bag yesterday. This play call, and again, we'll highlight it a little more in detail tomorrow on Chalk Talk, but it was 11 ace nasty, dubs right, Z cheat to wing, double leak, 22 fake, counter switch, X climb, F cross corner. And the F cross corner is Matthew Golden playing F right here. Notice they've actually got Savion playing the Z and Christian in the X, right? Again, the X is on the line of scrimmage, opposite the tight end. The F is typically your slot receiver, your motion guy. In this case, they're going to move the Z into wing. Remember, when we broke down Savion Williams when we drafted him, we showed you on tape, his tape at TCU, where he would play the wing. Because when you kick in the wing, you can almost be like a tight end. That's been Christian's role for the most part. They'll do Wicks like that occasionally. They like to do Heath like that because he's a bigger body receiver, a little more physical. So it's cool to see them. They're slowly, Tim, giving Savion more and more responsibility, and boom, you've seen him have I don't want to say a breakout game, but he made a breakout play in a crucial time there. I think it was on a 3rd and 10 in the fourth quarter on that go-ahead drive. So it's just so cool to see that. But again, notice Matthew Golden playing F is the number 2 receiver. Count him from outside in. Christian's the 1. He's the 2. So Christian is going to run a climb route, okay? Savion's going to kick into the Z. He's going to chip, leak in the flat. And you're going to have a little spot route, or what I call it's more of a spacing, I guess you could say. It's a double leak, so you're going to have a sit. The Y is just going to turn around and sit down. And then what you're going to have with our boy Matthew Golden, remember slot cross would be Golden running a climb, okay, Christian running a dig, and Matt LaFleur loves that. Remember, he always says the illusion of complexity with simplicity at its core, right? That's how he operates this offense. Yep. So instead of running
out of the condensed sets like this, for sure.
Yeah, with a nasty split, right? So instead of running slot cross, what they're going to do is a switch fake slot cross, and it's going to turn into an F cross corner. So what they're going to do is at the snap, these guys are going to switch places. Okay, the ball's going to be snapped. Christian's going to cut in front of our boy Matthew Golden. He's going to run the climb, and then Matthew Golden is going to slip in behind him, look like he's setting up the dig or the crosser, right? Like a follow cross, if you will, and then he's going to put his foot in the ground and run a corner route or an out, essentially. It's more of a choice route is what it is, right? So, again, that's the F cross corner. That play call is 11 ace nasty, dubs right, Z cheat to wing, double leak, 22 fake counter switch, X climb, and we're going to throw the F cross corner. Watch Golden in the 2. Watch them switch. Off the snap, there's the switch, crosser, fake the crosser, the dig, come back, and bang.
MG,
I mean, he's running butt naked through the trailer park. So
that's why he was our first-round pick, man.
Yeah,
right there. Look how sudden he is off the snap, and then on the route too. It's just crazy.
And this is what we're talking about when people speak out of their ass about Matt LaFleur not being able to scheme. He's not creative. He literally not only this is 3 layers deep. He loves slot cross, so he showed a slot cross look, and then he gave him a little wrinkle of we're going to run a switch slot cross. They bit on the dig or the secondary crosser, and then what's he do? He comes back to the sideline. So this is him playing a poker hand about 3 deep. And look at the separation that Matthew Golden has down here. And again, Jordan Love makes a hell of a throw, fades to his left, goes across his body, puts it where it needs to be in, I wouldn't say perfect timing, but good enough timing to give his receiver a chance to just make an easy play there. So just absolutely love it. As Coach Lamb points out, since it's a nasty split, Golden ran that out of the wing spot also. Very, very similar to kind of that really, really tight, almost like in a tight end spot there as well. So moving along to some of the other Jordan Love talk here. Wendell Ferrara. I hope I'm saying that name right. I don't know if it's Ferrara or Ferrara, but Wendell's a great follow over on X. It's at Wendell FP. Says there's only 2 quarterbacks in the NFL with a big time throw rate of 5.5 plus, okay, and a turnover worthy play rate of 3 minus whatever, right? Here is who they are, okay? Again, only 2 quarterbacks in the NFL, Matthew Stafford and Jordan Love. So what's that mean? Big time throw rate, making big time throws consistently, right? But while also protecting the football and not putting it in harm's way and throwing interceptions. Now, again, go back to last year, Tim. He's putting it in harm's way all the time. We talked about bad mechanics, can't step into the throw, can't drive the throw down the field, right? We talked about that.
Yep.
All the injury stuff that came into play. Again, man, it just seems like every week there's a new statistic, some kind of advanced metric that we could take a look at and go, I'll be damned. He's separated himself there too. So he's showing way, way, way more signs of being an elite quarterback than he is being just a good quarterback, if that makes sense.
That's true. And that's like you said, he's more like Brett than he is Aaron. But those two comparisons are elite quarterbacks, and Jordan is tilting towards the elite category for sure. And that's the cool thing about these advanced metrics. You know, we didn't have these, 10, 20 years ago when we were watching ball. So it is kind of cool. You know, you look at, like this next thing we're going to, Jordan Love's completion percentage. I mean, completion percentage was pretty much, other than passer rating, that's what we had to go off of,
Mm-hmm.
So we have advanced metrics now. It does make it a little interesting when you really do a deep dive and take a look at how he's playing right now. And being in the company of Matt Stafford right now is pretty awesome, because Matt Stafford's MVP candidate the way he's playing right now.
Absolutely, man. He's up there in the conversation. He may be leading it right now. I haven't checked that in a while, but Jacob Morley tweets out, another great follow over on X. Jordan Love's completion percentage from a clean pocket by year. So look at how things dipped last year and then got so much better this year, right? 2023 with a clean pocket, 69.7. That was 16th in the league. Last year, again, injured most of the year, 69.6. That was 20th best in the league. This year with a clean pocket, 82.2. That is number one in the National Football League in 2025 so far. Obviously, Jacob Morley says, obviously give a ton of credit to Love, but tip of the cap to first-year quarterback coach Sean Mannion as well. You know, some of us were kind of concerned, when the old quarterback coach Clements, right, when he steps down, what's Sean Mannion going to do? Matt LaFleur, once again, you got to tip your cap to Matt LaFleur. He had a plan in place. Hey, look, before you retire, right, Tom, before you retire, because you're the GOAT, let me get the young one in here so you can kind of show him the way.
Before you retire again.
Right.
He got him back from retirement once, right?
Exactly. So just absolutely awesome. And as 2-0 for this points out, J.J. McCarthy could use Sean Mannion as a quarterback coach. I'm glad you brung that up. That up there, 2-0 for this. Stay out of my head, buddy, because this next thing I wanted to hit on was also Wendell tweeting out. J.J. McCarthy has the worst turnover-worthy rate at 6.1 amongst qualifying quarterbacks. It's a big, big difference between what's going on in Green Bay at the quarterback position and what's going on in Minnesota, right? And we talked about, man, if you're going to move on from Sam Darnold, you better be damn sure that J.J. McCarthy's the guy. They bought into the hype, and obviously we were like, when people were picking them to win the North and they had them winning 12, 13 games in the offseason, I remember specifically saying, if J.J. McCarthy's good, yeah, that roster's built. But, boy, that's a big if. We don't know what J.J. McCarthy is. He not only did he not play last year, but he got hurt in training camp. He didn't even get to go through a whole training camp. So we're just putting all the marbles in the bag of, hey, look, this dude is going to be legit, and we got no reason to believe that yet. So, obviously, as it sits right now, and on the McAfee show earlier, I was watching it, and they broke down the last 6 or 7 quarterbacks that's played for Kevin O'Connell in Minnesota. It might have been other places too, but definitely in Minnesota. These are just average names other than Sam Darnold, who I think is I know he had a bad game yesterday, I'm pretty sure. It was pretty ugly. But other than him, these guys were just kind of mid-tier quarterbacks. And all their completion percentage was like 65, 68, 69, 70. And then you got J.J. McCarthy was in the 50s. So one of these is different, right? And it's the same coach, which everybody was dubbing the new quarterback whisperer and Kevin O'Connell. And that's no shade toward Kevin O'Connell. I think he's a great coach. But what it's saying is early indications are they probably whiffed on 9, as he likes to refer to himself. So anything you want to add?
We'll never know, right? Because, redshirt rookie year, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like you said, not even a camp. The hell with the season. You didn't even get a camp before he was hurt. So we don't know. That's where I'm at right there. I mean, that's not an indictment on KOC. Anyone who knows ball knows that he knows what he's doing. But I think it would have served the Vikings better to pay that man his money when it comes to Mr. Darnold for sure.
Yeah. Chris the Casual in the chat said, Clayton, is Caleb really good? Please say no. Caleb is really good at resting on the bench. Now, Caleb is really good at evading tackles. There's no denying that. And he's been clocked at over 20 mile an hour. He's a top 3 scrambling quarterback in the league right now. Notice I didn't say dual threat. And the reason being, his completion percentage is in the tanks right now. Now, immediately Bears fans will go, well, his completion percentage is bad because of the drops. Okay, how many drops did we have yesterday? And look at Jordan Love's this year, right? So it's not like every quarterback isn't dealing with drops. With that being said, it's kind of like what we talked about with the tight end position. People are ready to give up on Luke Musgrave, and I understand. I don't see him as a true tight end. I see him as more of a weapon, more of a large wide receiver, as a true traditional Y. If you try to use him as a Y, he's going to play like Cheeks, right? Well, with Caleb Williams, as Ben Johnson is trying to make him a pocket passing quarterback, now you want him to be able to use his God-given talent to run around, but he does not play on time. He doesn't play on time. He doesn't play in rhythm. Typically, it's one read, let me make somebody miss, right? And boy, you get some damn good plays on the run. He's making guys miss. But sooner or later, people are going to wisen up. And I put a tweet out. And it's funny how some people think this is just a casual approach. This is football 101. Coach Lynn will attest to it. If you've got a quarterback that scrambles a lot, right? And you're coaching DBs, you're coaching linebackers, you're coaching the defensive side of the ball, and you go in game planning that week for this mobile quarterback, you're going to look at his tendencies. Where does he run the most? Does he like to run to his left the most? Does he like to run to his right? That's the first thing. You check that off the list. Okay, we're going to be prepared for him to roll right. Let's say that's the case. All right. Where does he make the guys miss? Does he make them miss, jab step, and move outside? So if that's the case, then you have those defenders play his outside half. That's what I've always heard it called. Play the outside half. Somebody says it's also called bottling. No, bottling is a cage rush. You're trying to keep a guy in the pocket, right? You're trying to make him throw from in the well. I'm talking about tackling technique. It's just like in baseball. If you get in the batter's cage, or let's say you're 3-4 games into the season and you're beating the ball into the damn ground, right? That means you're hitting the top of the ball. Guess what they teach you in the batting cage? Swing for the bottom half of the ball. And you'll notice you'll start making clean wood, right? Now, if you're popping everything up, they'll teach you swing for the top half of the ball, right? And it kind of evens things out. It's the same thing with tackling drills. If you've got a guy that on tape, it's showing everybody missing to the inside, aim for his outside half. Break down properly, show proper fundamentals, and play his outside half. Force him back into the teeth of the defense. That doesn't mean he's not going to scramble for a big gain up the middle either. But you're taking what he does really, really well away and all that extra space on the sideline. And plus what you're doing is you're putting him in a conflict situation where if he gets close to that first down marker and you force him back inside, he's got to make a business decision and a team decision. Do I slide or go for the first down? He's going to take more hits, more wear and tear. That's going to beat him down a little bit more as opposed to just always giving him the sideline to run out of bounds, right? So as Coach Lynn says here, he says, Caleb refuses to stay in the pocket and likes to roll right. And he'll roll left too, but his bread and butter is sit in the pocket, right? And when they emerge or whatever, jab step left, get them to commit left, and then he's just rolling out right. He's damn good at it. So 2-0 for this. I think he's an average quarterback, pocket passing quarterback, but he's got elite evasive skills. So take that for what you will. Now, I know that's not a letter grade over an overall quarterback, but again, I try to break things down to where it's like, okay, what do they do well? What do they do not so well? As Bill Belichick always said when the scouts would come to him with a scouting report, Tim, they'd say, all you guys are telling me is what they can't do good. What can they do good? What can they do to contribute and help the team win?
I throw that arm talent in the conversation too. We've always said that about Caleb. He's got the ability to throw that football, hum that tater. So you combine that with the feet. It's real. You have to acknowledge it. I mean, this is not a J.J. McCarthy situation. I mean, as you would say, right, Clay? Like J.J. McCarthy can't he couldn't hit a bullet in the ass with a mop.
That's right. My old high school coach used to say,
yeah, I don't get that vibe from Caleb. It's more of a football IQ kind of thing. And, they're starting to put it together. It's going to be a hell of a divisional matchups when we play them, week after week here, right? We've got the Vikings, the Lions, the Bears, then Denver, then the Bears again. So, we can't take that for granted. But we love to razz the Bears because they will find a way to still suck somehow, some way, right?
Played a weak schedule up to this point. It's going to be exciting to see how the rest of their season goes. So, but just one more thing there. If you were to compare Caleb to J.J. McCarthy, right? Why is J.J. McCarthy stinking so bad? He's not making good decisions. What I'm seeing on the limited snaps I've seen, and it's probably irresponsible for me to comment to this level without watching all of his tape, but I'm always seeing him airmailing balls. He's missing high, right? Now, Caleb, rather than throwing into coverage, he would rather take a sack. Both of those things are wrong, right? Yeah. Now, Caleb's gotten better at not taking sacks this year, and now he's evading the tackle. So that's why you got the Bears in a position to where, I mean, the reality is going into this week, and I'll have to check the updated numbers, Chicago had the 11th best scoring offense, right? Again, you look at the throwing numbers, the actual analytics would suggest, no, Caleb's not that good of a passer, but he's making things happen with his feet, and he is taking what the defense is giving him at some crucial times. So anyway, there's your Jordan Love talk of the night, and also a little extra NFC North quarterback talk. Let us know in the comments if there's anything you disagree with, anything you do agree with. Is there something we missed? How do you feel about the future of the NFC North and the quarterback position? Hit us up in the comments. Make sure you hit subscribe and click that bell icon so you're notified when we go live here in the future. All right, Tim, let's switch gears here. Let's talk a little receiver, my man. And shout out to Ben Avery with the super sticker. Thank you for the dono, buddy. Appreciate you so much. Chuck Jagger.